Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? It's me, Coda Fisherman, and today, because I'm a little lazy and I don't want to edit, we are going to watch some of the reports that went down for KBK, and then also I've got a bunch of zero targets that I can show you, so we're just going to go ahead and kind of go at it. So this guy here, HXORC, is already like two, I think, if I remember right. Yeah. So he started out 2 hits already into this, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the hits themselves were just T2, T4 blasts. He's 866 million might, and basically, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was right after KVK. So this was just the day, like just yesterday. And so I guess one of the things that you'll notice is this guy here. He's got like, I don't know, like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish guilds apart. But we've got GBM, XIX, MP Money going on this guy all at the same time, right? So, a few minutes into this, and, eventually the first rally lands. And again, at this point, he's at 854 mil, right? Again, I go ahead and reinforce him, and we're sending infantry, so just more of the usual. But this guy, he's not online. He's AFK. And so they go ahead and give him titles and stuff like that. And the end result is like, look at this hit right here. So here goes, he hits and he burns. Look at this. Just watch this. Boom. Like, I love that. It's awesome. This guy here, he's big enough player that, for most people, trying to solo that would be craziest. But that guy's 799 mil, okay? And on this hit, 5.6 million red dead. Even though, at this point, we've already gotten through, like, a lot of T2. Look at that. Ugh. Like, that's a lot of T2 to, like, clear out in one go. Like, jeez Louise. Like, that's crazy. But, of course, things keep heating up from here, right? So, again, Nola, go ahead. He starts his rally, Nash starts his. And, again, it's more or less the same. But, again, I'm, like, trying to pass the time with Labyrinth there for a little bit. But, essentially, eventually this guy comes up at, here at this point right here. 799 mil. Watch this hit that Nola manages to pull off. It's really, really juicy because it comes right after this hit. He's down to 729 on that hit, where he was, and then there, here come the final two that really just seal the deal and just pretty much destroys what was left. He's down all the way to 625. Okay. Again, he smoked him on that hit, but there's another 5 million red dead. And as you can see, that was a lot of T4 on that hit. Like, that was a lot of red dead T4. And again, at this point, people, it's like trying to heal and everything. It's a little expensive. It's one thing that I will say about doing any major rallies. You always want to have food. Otherwise, you're always kind of like, I don't know, you get slowed down by it. Now, you might notice I'm capped, and that's because of KVK, and I'll show you here in a bit why. But it was kind of fun. But like on this hit, which was, I think, one of the last hits we got, was another 4.4 million red dead. And again, as you can assume, that's all T4, and he's down to 431, and then that's pretty much it. He was completely zeroed after that rally. And of course, that guy, whoever EXQ was, ended up getting the lead, which that was kind of not funny. But anyway, so that was one of the rallies. Let me see if I can show you the next one. So this one here, I think this was, again, this is Nash. Okay, so if you don't know who Nash is pretty cool. If you don't know Nash, all right. And so at this point, this guy here, again, this one was before KVK. Okay, he's 670 mil, and we went ahead and just kind of went on a spin for it. And as you can see, the rally lands, everything burns, yada yada yada. But let me show you this second here, because at this point, the first hit he lost 2 mil. Or let me show you. Actually slow it down a little bit. So there was 2 mil red dead on that hit. 900k. So it's kind of like what you would expect from like a rally trap or something, if it wasn't doing a very good job. Which that was not a rally trap. That one got hurt bad, really, really, really bad. So it was like 815k on that hit for T4, and then of course because he's online at this point, which I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming he was in Fury at the time. At this point, he's kind of panicking, I think, because at this point, when you lose that many troops, you're in for a lot of hurt. Okay, so down to let's see if I can get it down to the last 5 seconds. Okay, on the last 5 seconds here, Mohamed King, I think, just basically that rally. Look at how fast it goes. Pow! All the carpets just. Like, it didn't take but like 2 seconds, and he burns on that hit. And of course, you can see Nola's leader got freed there. So at this point, I mean, he's already been hit like a couple of times. So he's all the way to 515. And if you look at this hit, I mean, yeah, there's another 3.6 million red dead on that hit. And again, look at all that T4 though. It's like 1.8 million. They're just like stupid amounts. But again, this guy basically eventually shields, and that was pretty much that. Now, this one here, it's unplayable because the file is unsupported or it's crap. Oh, that's too bad. Well, wait, which one is this? No, we've already seen that. Okay, well, either way, not a big deal. So one of my KBK bits is corrupted. Looks like this one was like, shortly after I was capped, which, this was like towards the end, it looks like. So at the end, Nash went ahead and sent a rally for our base. And as you can see here, at like the last second, the timing was off. So there's 4 seconds and his march didn't make it in time. And so Wrath of Gods went all in, and LNG ended up getting the base. But that was kind of how KVK ended in our kingdom. So they ended up losing the forts, and not all the forts actually. There was like 2 forts, I think, that we got 2, 3 forts. I mean, either way. So base was kind of like eh. And again, for anybody that like was curious, yes, we were up against Sugar Empire. Yes, we were up against the Worthy Knights. So we did a lot of batshit stuff. Just because you can, it was one of those things where you're like, who cares, like just throw something at just throw troops at a wall. Why not? If you can do it, why not? So like here, Boast is gonna rally. I think it's Belota. So Belota, as you can see here, is kind of like, we already know, just looking at it, it's like right away, it's a trap. It's 200 mil. It's in monster running gear. It's getting reinforced right away. Like, you couldn't make that any more obvious. And as to whoever's account that was, it didn't really matter. Just, like, right from the get-go, it's like, okay, alright. Well, we know what we're up against here, so it's like, whoop-de-doo. So here, I go ahead and start spamming. I use T5 Siege to spam, by the way, just to be a jerk, because nothing better than having like a bunch of 3-minute marches, to kind of obscure your ability to see the rally, right? But again, with 12 seconds on the march here, this one here is pretty juicy, actually, if I remember right, because I don't know what he was trying to do, but I don't think it worked as well as he thought it was going to go. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure, because I think he randomed on this hit, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, at first glance, it's like cap, but like if you see here, 143 million and 4.9 million killed. So like, no matter how you cut that, you ended up losing a good chunk of T2 there. But again, it's like, I don't know. Like, if you actually look at the rally, right, and see what Boast ended up doing. Okay, yeah, it's 1 million red dead on our end. 1.4 million on one account, though. Right? And if you look at this hit here, like, a lot of that, you know, if you're gonna go range on range, man, that's not pretty. That was not pretty at all. Because you can see here, it was like trying to do a T2, T4 trap, and it looks like he didn't even bother having a third type. So it just got butchered pretty badly on this range hit, because really all he had for infantry in there, he wasn't in counter. Well, maybe he was, actually. I think he was in counter, but he had the wrong type of reins. I don't remember what... Well, here, let's just look. Okay, you know, he was in range failing, so yeah, he had range on range. Anyway, the point is, right, is he tried to soak it, and a good chunk of those reinforcements you see there probably took a good chunk of the blow, but he lost a ton of T2 in there for that, which wasn't really all that worthwhile. You know, and then otherwise, I mean, really, you know, like forts and everything, it was just kind of a breeze. You know, you had a lot of choices during the whole situation. I think this is where I got capped. So what I tried to do is I tried soloing out a fort, and I ended up getting capped trying to solo it out. Because, you know, I was like, yeah, no balls. Yeah, well, why not, right? And just go ahead and solo yellow a fort and see if I could actually knock it out. I was wrong. I was close. I thought maybe, you know, I could try it, but I wasn't... I don't know, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but then, you know, you have to remind yourself that you're dealing with somebody that has T5 in there, and when it's like 600k, I thought, I'll try it and see if I get lucky, you know? Maybe I'll have just enough to win the tide over, but, you know, obviously it wasn't enough, but Nash ended up getting it, as you can see here. Just let me show you, like, the actual hit itself. Of course, I did double cap it, so I do have my leader back now, but as you can see, Nash ended up actually soloing it out. He, like, sped it, I think, just, like, a few seconds after I did. Like, shortly after, I'm pretty sure. Which, I mean, hey, you know. Yeah, so as soon as I pulled the double cap on you, he'd already soloed the fort out. But, which, you know, that, I mean, really, that gives you a sizable comparison, you know, between somebody that has 11k heroes, 5 familiars, plus all their stats, plus all their gear, plus all the, you know, and it's like, here I'm, like, sitting here with, like, minimum, and here's somebody setting a maximum, you know. If I'd probably sent full T5, sent full, like, max everything, you know, I probably would have had a better time, but, you know, it was kind of interesting. But that's how I actually ended up getting capped, which kind of slowed down the rest of KVK for me. Then we, you know, if you didn't watch Ryan's video, we did rally Prince, because I guess for whatever reason, we were just kind of bored. We're like, oh, hey, there's Prince. Let's go rally Prince. You know, like, why not? Who cares? Like, even though he's got a stupid amount of troops, and we knew that. Like, we knew that going into it. We knew he had a shit ton of troops. And we just wanted to kill his T2, I guess. I mean, that was really about all we wanted to do, and it really didn't care. Like, if we killed, like, even 500k, we don't care. Like, the way we see it, so be it. It's a 1v1 KVK, nobody really cares. But it's such a short KVK, it doesn't even matter. But as you can see, back-to-back, he ended up capping, I think, both of the rallies, but as you can see, Nawaf, you know, we pulled Bunny on it, basically. So it was like, like, you win some, you lose some, I guess, but it's not like anyone really cares. I mean, that's the thing. I love the fact that you can just sit here and just go, whatever, throw like a couple million T4 at somebody just because you can. Like, not that, you know, it's not wasteful or anything, but at the same time, I mean, hey, if you can do it, and you say, you know, look at that guy, he's 1.6 million, let's go rally him, and literally just commit, okay? Most people do not commit, by the way. I mean, people like Prince, people like Mr. BP, and a lot of other people, in the same position, I don't know if they'd say yes to it. I really don't think everybody would. Not everybody's willing to just sit down and commit the rallies and just commit. And knowingly lose troops like that. But, you know, hey, if you want to have some fun, and you're not afraid to lose some troops, that's the kind of thing we do, you know. But again, you know, for every, like, you know, really bad target like that, you know, there's probably like 10 or 20 other good targets out of that. So it's like, on the same token, you know, that was a lot of fun. Getting to rally Prince and stuff like that, you know, it was kind of fun. Of course, I think we also rallied, you know, shortly after we had like a rally up on somebody in TWK. I forget who it was though. No, I forget who it was. Oh yeah, this is back when we were like trying to chase down players that were in our kingdom and people that were outside the kingdom, and we were just kind of like trying to rally players from time to time. I don't recall. I think Basil Love was like a solo trap that we were trying to get rid of at some point, and then we just kind of quit trying to do anything about it. But yeah, as you can see, like a lot of rallies that, you know, some of them came and go. Let me see if I've got one of the fort rallies, because dude, that was some of the best stuff we had from this entire KVK. Oh, okay, so like, yeah, there's like something here. Okay, all right. So I mean, again, yeah, we were popping forts left and right, and so I don't think I was even paying attention. A lot of the time, I'm eating, or I was doing something else at the time, because I very casually play Lords now. I've noticed. So when there's like a rally going, I'll just like, you know, send my troops and then come back, and then you know, something like this happens, and you're just like, oh, okay. 2.7 million versus 3.8, and you win. Like, okay, I mean, hey, I'll take it, you know, like, you gotta take those wins when you can get them, right? But again, you know, that was the thing that was fun about KVK. I mean, it was a 1v1 KVK. Everyone was really chillax, and nobody was like, you know, how do you say, like, nobody really takes it seriously. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, sure, let's just go through something at something and see if we get anything, and if not, no big deal. Like, you know, when it's like a 1v like 4, basically 4 kingdom battle, then you get a little bit more uptight about it. Start being a little bit more sincere about your rally commitments and stuff like that. But like in a 1v1, it was just kind of all right, fine, let's just throw something at the wall and see if we actually hit anything. But it also gives you an idea of kind of like what you can and cannot rally. Because it's always interesting to me how, like, you know, in a lot of these, like, small rally parties, out of, like, 3 or 4 rallies, okay, we drop somebody, like, maybe 20, 30 mil. And then, you know, you do it at another rally party and you do, like, something on the same scale. But let's say you hit them in comp. Well, there's 10, 20, 30 mil. And again, the main thing is if they're online, it's like, boom, easily over 100 mil for the same number of rallies. But if they're online, it's, like, cut in half. Like, you're doing, like, maybe 50 million damage on night. Like, in terms of troops, that's probably maximum, probably anywhere between 5 to 600k Red Dead per hit, and that's assuming you got them in the counter or in the same type. And so it's kind of a luck of the roll. A lot of the time you're probably going to miss that first rally, and the second one's going to hurt, or maybe both rallies fail, and, you know, and vice versa. So, you know, for a lot of people, they're going to probably point out that it's like, oh, Prince really ate a bunch of rallies, he really beast and all that crap. It's like, well, my only kind of consensus from that is just, yeah, no shit, he's got 40-some million troops. I could eat 40-some rallies with that. Like, you could eat quite a lot of rallies with that many troops. Assuming that you're online and you can sit there and heal, that's a no-brainer. That's pretty easy to do. It's like when you get like a rally party of like maybe the size of LH, and you get like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15 or so rallies going all at the same time. That's really where you start to see people like, you know, are in that 1 to 1.5 billion range. That's what really shows in terms of like, you know, if you can manage to survive that, that's, you know, that you get a thumbs up from me, okay? Because I've been there, done that, and I can tell you there's a fine line between eating like 3 or 4 rallies and somebody that can eat like 8, 10, 15, 20, 30, and so on. Like, there's a very fine line between those two groups of people, and it's a learning curve that is very starkly different, okay? Let me just say that. Now, not to give anybody any I don't know, what do you call it? Not to bash anybody, you know. I'm not gonna say a whole lot more than that, but I will say though that for all of KVK's worth, let's see, did we have any other targets from KVK that you guys might want to see? Well, okay, so yeah, there was like the couple hits that people did on Ghost Ninja. that I don't think I was on to see, but wanted to show you guys. So Ghost Ninja ended up taking, like, I think close to 2 or 3 or 4 rallies from a bunch of people, like at this, like, relatively around the same time. And as you can see, like, almost every hit he was able to soak or heal in between, which wasn't so bad. And again, you know, it's like there's a lot of that kind of stuff that went on between the solo war and everything. Overall, though, I think I like left at around, not even like a meager amount. I had like 17 million. It was a real struggle to get points, but and I think that was pretty much it as far as the KVK was concerned. But you know, overall, guys, that was a lot of fun. But that was pretty much what KVK was. And then the past couple of rallies that happened in the past few days. So thank you guys for coming by, though. Make sure you check out this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.